everyone. I just got back from giving a training to an organization, and one of the attendees just asked a really awesome question, and quite frankly, one that I get quite often. And they didn't feel, and it was almost a concern, they didn't feel connected to senior leadership. They knew who they were from their website, but didn't really feel like the organization provided opportunities for them to get FaceTime or have conversations with them and ask questions. It was almost just like a picture and a name on a website. And that's something that organizations deal with a lot, especially if you're a larger organization, really making the senior leadership accessible to employees. And it can be hard because it takes a lot of time, you might think, to be able to go meet every single person within your organization. But companies that I've consulted with and worked with, I've come up with a few solutions, and it definitely depends on the size of your organization and the budget. But I'm going to give you just a few suggestions for trying to bridge that gap, because sometimes it comes across as almost them versus us. And then senior leadership is all over here, and then everyone else is over here. But the people that are on the ground are the people that are making your organization happen. They're either dealing with internal constituents or external. They're just making things happen. They're bringing in the money, they're making the calls, they're on the ground, and they can know what's going on and take that daily pulse of the organization. So if you're in a senior leadership position, or you're in a position to make decisions or make suggestions, I'm going to give you a few ideas that you can bring up and potentially implement in your organization. The first is skip level meetings. Several large organizations have already instituted this. Skip level meetings means that you're not meeting with your supervisor, who you would typically meet with for a quarterly review or annual review. It's an opportunity, and it's something that you can request, something that you can ask for. It's not mandatory, but it's an opportunity for you to meet with your supervisor's supervisor. So potentially that's somebody on the board of directors, the senior leadership team. And you're not talking about your everyday performance. You're talking about professional development opportunities, what's going on within the organization. And it's things that you can ask back and forth. You know, how's your department doing? Or what's going on where you see our company going for the next few years? So there's opportunities to talk about, obviously, both personal and professional experiences. What's great about the skip level meetings too is you might see a senior leader walking around, and if they don't know who you are or you've never met them before, you might not say anything. But now if you see them in the dining hall or going to the bathroom, it's much easier to say hello, and they obviously know who you are and will say it back. So these aren't mandatory. These are things that you can even do in a group of people if you want, but that one-on-one really has a lot of opportunity. So it could be a 30-minute meeting, an hour meeting, a virtual meeting, a coffee chat, just something where you can get FaceTime with that skip level supervisor. The second would just be a leadership video series. It could be something that's live streamed, and you previously send questions to the employees within your organization, asking them the questions that they want the senior leaders to have. Give them a behind the scenes look of some of the questions, what goes on for decision making. Let them know if you have kids, or you live with your pets, or you live in a different city. Really, it's an experience to make it more personal. And if the video is something that's not internal and you can share that information, being able to share those videos externally to your clients or your customers is really helpful, because they'll be able to see what it looks like within the organization. Because people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and people want to stay with companies where they know people that they like and trust. The third suggestion, and this was used in another organization where I had, the senior leader actually did lunches, and we sat in a large circle. It was people from all over the organization. We were sent out a survey to see if we were interested, and at least one person per department was chosen. And it was a buffet lunch, so you grabbed your lunch and then you sat at the table, and then you all had a conversation. So there was nobody at that head of the table. We could ask any question to that senior leader, nothing was off limits, and they got to know us. And the cool part was we actually got to meet people from other parts of the organization as well, not just the senior leader. So some things to think about would be that skip level meeting, having those conversations, whether it is doing the live streaming or just taping something, keeping it in your internal network, or sharing it with external constituents, or potentially doing a lunch or a coffee chat with a group of people where it's very casual, you're having a conversation and you're getting to know the senior leader. So making yourself accessible is really important. People want to get to know you. They want to get to know who they're working for at the end of the day. I hope you found this helpful.